Suddenly, Saeed's phone blared a Bollywood ringtone. The familiar tune echoed through the small, cluttered room, catching everyone's immediate attention. He fumbled for it, nearly dropping his last samosa. The crispy snack wobbled precariously on his fingertips as he tried to juggle both the phone and his food. Hello? Yeah, speaking. Cleaning service? Warehouse? How much you paying? Saeed's voice was a mix of curiosity and confusion. He wasn't expecting a call like this, especially not now. Sultan shot him a questioning look, his eyebrows raised in curiosity. He could sense something unusual was up. Saeed waved him off, his voice rising in excitement. 500? For one night? You got yourself a deal, buddy. He couldn't believe his luck. 500? For one night? You got yourself a deal, buddy, Saeed repeated, his face lighting up with enthusiasm. This was too good to pass up. What was that about? Sultan asked, wiping his face with a towel. He was curious but also a bit skeptical about the sudden opportunity. Opportunity? Saeed grinned, pocketing his phone. Easy money. We just gotta clean up this warehouse. How hard can it be? He was already imagining the easy cash. Little did they know, this was no ordinary cleaning job. The warehouse was dark, empty, and had an eerie feeling to it. It was the kind of place that gave you chills just by looking at it. This was the start of a wild, hilarious adventure. As they stepped into the warehouse, their nervous expressions betrayed their initial confidence. They had no idea what they were getting into, but one thing was for sure. It was going to be a night to remember. Armed with nothing but a couple of flashlights and their wits, Saeed and Sultan cautiously moved through the warehouse. Every creak and rustle made them jump, but they pressed on, determined to earn their easy money. Suddenly, Saeed stumbled upon something strange. Hey Sultan, come check this out, he called, his voice echoing through the empty space. Sultan hurried over, his curiosity piqued. They examined the object closely. It was unlike anything they had ever seen before. What do you think it is? Sultan asked, his voice tinged with both excitement and fear. Saeed shrugged. I have no idea, but I have a feeling this is just the beginning. He couldn't shake the feeling that they were in for more than just a simple cleaning job. With a mix of trepidation and determination, they continued to explore the warehouse. Each step brought new surprises and challenges, but they were ready to face whatever came their way. Just when they thought they had seen it all, Saeed found a hidden door. Look at this, Sultan, he said, his voice filled with awe. I think we just found something big. They opened the door cautiously, stepping into a secret room. The air was thick with mystery, and they knew they were on the brink of uncovering something extraordinary. With a nod of agreement, they braced themselves for whatever lay ahead. This was no ordinary cleaning job, but they were ready for the adventure of a lifetime. They could process what they were seeing. Shadows detached themselves from the darkness, creeping closer. With hard eyes and even harder expressions surrounded them, creating an ominous atmosphere. Well, well, a gruff voice boomed, echoing through the alley. What we have here, he sneered. Must be the agents, he concluded. Sultan and Saeed exchanged bewildered glances, unsure of what to do. Were in way over their heads, feeling the pressure. Not agents, Sultan tried to explain, his voice trembling. Hear about the cleaning, he stammered. The thugs weren't listening, their faces showing disinterest. Of them lunged at Sultan, a crowbar raised high, ready to strike. Xiao, Section 6. Money makes the world go round and round. A stray fist connected with one of the printing presses, sending a cascade of counterfeit bills flying into the air. The press, already teetering from the chaos, groaned under the impact, and the sound of tearing paper filled the room. The counterfeit bills, each meticulously crafted to deceive, now fluttered like leaves in a storm, creating a surreal and chaotic scene. The warehouse transformed into a bizarre snow globe, filled with swirling green paper. The bills danced and twirled in the air, catching the dim light and reflecting it in 1,000 different directions. It was as if the very air had turned into a whirlwind of currency, a spectacle both mesmerizing and disorienting. The green paper, symbolizing greed and corruption, seemed to mock the very essence of the place. Thugs and heroes alike were blinded by the sudden blizzard of fake money. The paper storm obscured vision, making it nearly impossible to distinguish friend from foe. The once clear battleground had turned into a chaotic mess, where every step was uncertain, and every move was a gamble. The fake money, though worthless, held the power to disrupt and confuse, turning the tide of the confrontation. They stumbled and slipped, their fight devolving into a comical ballet of flailing limbs and bewildered shouts. The floor, now littered with counterfeit bills, became a treacherous surface, causing even the most agile fighters to lose their footing. The scene, which had started with intense combat, now resembled a slapstick comedy, with participants tripping over each other and the scattered money. The absurdity of the situation was not lost on anyone, adding a layer of irony to the chaos. Saeed, ever the opportunist, scooped up a handful of bills. His eyes gleamed with a mix of greed and amusement as he quickly stuffed the counterfeit money into his pockets. In the midst of the pandemonium, Saeed saw an opportunity to profit, even if the bills were fake. His actions, driven by a survival instinct and a touch of avarice, highlighted the different motivations at play in the chaotic scene. "Hey, Sultan," he yelled over the commotion. "Think we can keep this?" His voice, though loud, was almost drowned out by the cacophony of shouts, crashes, and the relentless rustling of paper. Saeed's question, half joking and half serious, cut through the noise, adding a moment of levity to the otherwise frantic atmosphere. "Focus, Saeed!" Sultan shouted back, landing a punch on a particularly aggressive thug. Sultan's voice carried a tone of urgency and frustration as he struggled to maintain control in the midst of the chaos. His punch, delivered with precision and force, momentarily subdued the thug, but the battle was far from over. Sultan's focus was unwavering, driven by a need to restore order and protect his allies. "We need to get out of here." The urgency in Sultan's voice was palpable as he recognized the growing danger of the situation. The warehouse, now a maelstrom of counterfeit bills and frantic combatants, was no place to linger. The call to escape was a rallying cry, a desperate bid to find safety amidst the chaos. The exit, though seemingly close, felt miles away as they navigated through the storm of fake money and the throng of confused and desperate people. Ciao. Section 8. Back to reality, sort of. Back at the gym, Sultan nursed a black eye while Saeed recounted their adventure with dramatic flair. And then, he exclaimed, "I used my secret weapon. The tickle attack." Sultan just shook his head, a tired smile playing on his lips. It had been a crazy night, but at least they were safe, and they hadn't even cleaned a single thing. He glanced at a discarded newspaper, his eyes falling on a brightly colored ad. "Warehouse workers wanted. Must be okay with the unexpected."